play the opening symphony. The orchestra members stood and bowed to the audience, resumed their seats, and began to play the opening symphony.
The audience was seated in the auditorium for 8 p.m. start of the concert. At the appointed hour, the curtain rose and the orchestra members stood and bowed to the audience, resumed their seats, and began to play the opening symphony.
Right, very good. That's very good. The audience was seated in the auditorium, so the people who came to listen to the music were sitting in the auditorium, the large auditorium, and they were in their seats, sitting in the auditorium. For the 8 p.m., 8 o'clock, beginning the start of the concert, the musical performance that they came to hear, the concert. The concert will begin at 8 o'clock. And at the appointed hour, which was 8 o'clock, that was the time on your ticket that says the concert will start at 8 o'clock. Not 8:30, not 9 o'clock, not 5:15, no, 8 o'clock, the appointed hour. If we were to meet here at 9 o'clock in the morning, that is the appointed hour. Not 9:30, not 10:15, not 2 in the afternoon, 8 or 9 o'clock is the appointed hour. The time set for the meeting, for the show, for the concert, whatever it is. And in this case, the concert at 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, at 8, the curtain, the curtain, you could have a big curtain, you could have a small curtain that you pull and it opens up. Depends on where you are, but in this case it's a big curtain because you're in the audience and the curtain is hanging and all of a sudden up. The curtain rose. Somebody was back there. You couldn't see him, but he's there. The curtain rose and the orchestra members, the people that make up the orchestra, they stood, they got up out of their seats and bowed to the audience. A lot of times that's what they do, and everybody claps and applause, rose and bowed to the audience. Then, what did they do? They resumed, they went back to sitting down. They resumed their seats and began to play. And began to play the opening symphony, the opening music to the show, to the concert. And everybody was paying close attention and enjoying the show. They stood to stand up. I am standing up. Tomorrow I will stand up. And yesterday I stood up. Stood.
That's the stood.
I will stand up tomorrow. I am standing today. And yesterday I stood. Future, present, past. And the past could be 5 seconds. Doesn't have to be 2 weeks ago. It could be 5 seconds ago. Stood and bowed to the audience. Resumed, started. Once again, they went back to their seats, resumed sitting down. What they stopped doing when they stood up, they resumed, they sat down. and began to play the opening songs. Any questions about those words?
No.
Audience, auditorium. The audience is seated in the auditorium. The auditorium. For the 8 p.m. start of the musical performance, the concert. The curtain rose.
What is resume in this meaning?
Well, when the curtain came up, the orchestra was sitting down in their chairs, in their seats. They then, when the curtain went up, they stopped sitting in their seats and stood up. So they're no longer sitting, they stopped sitting and stood up and bowed. And then they went back to sitting down. They resumed sitting down. If we would take, I would say that we will stop the class for 10 minutes and we will resume in 10 minutes. In other words, in 10 minutes we'll start the class again. Something like that. Or, you know, it's a break. It's stopping one thing and then starting it again. To resume is to go back to what you were doing before you stopped.
Can we say that they will be back to the same? No, it's not the same.
No, they will be back to their seat. Well, they will take their seats after they bow. They were sitting, they stood up, they bowed, and they took back their seats. You could say that, but they resumed their seats. They sat down again and started to play the instruments that they were assigned to, the violin or oboe or whatever it happened to be. Okay? See here. Get started here. Okay, here we go. Square. Square. Yeah. Triangle.
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 Not anger. No. Anger is to be mad, to be very upset, to be angry. He has a lot of anger. No. Triangle. Go. Triangle. It's again, it's right here. It's go, triangle, triangle. Triangle.
Triangle.
Go. Triangle. Yeah. Okay. Pyramid. Cloth. Dust. What is a square? Yeah, a square is a figure of all sides equal. Equal. Let's say this was 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, all around a square. Or you could have a square in the city, and that usually implies where streets would come together, something like this, and there'd be shops and everything around here, and they'd call it the, center square, let's say, or something like that. Just it doesn't have to be exactly equal for this type of square. More or less a place where people would shop and where the streets all meet and come together. We call it a square. But for our purposes, it's a figure with equal sides. What's a triangle? Well, yeah. You got 3, right? Try, triple, try, third. See, third, everything. 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 angles. 3 angles. A triangle. 3 sides or 3 angles. What's a pyramid? Well, a pyramid is a lot like a triangle in a way. What they're referring to is the structures and obviously the structures in Egypt that are usually maybe the tombs of the pharaohs or kings of Egypt from 1,000 years ago or more, and they would be called pyramids. A pyramid. What is cloth? A material that could be made, cloth, the shirt. It could be any type of material that you have. A cloth, a cotton cloth, cotton shirt made of cotton cloth. Cloth. What is dust? Yeah, dust. Particles, small, tiny particles that may collect from the air, pieces of something or other that may collect. And if you go away for a long time and you come back to your apartment, let's say, after you were gone to Hong Kong for 3 months, there'll be dust on the furniture. And so what you would have to do is get a dust cloth and go around and wipe off the dust. The dust. The dust. Oh, very dusty. Yeah, well, I've been away for 3 months, so I have to get a dust cloth and clean things up. Dust on the cloth. Get a cloth and wipe the dust. Very dusty. Dusty would mean, oh, there's a lot of dust in here for some reason. It's very dusty. Not clear, it's dusty. You better get some dust cloths and clean up, brush off the furniture to remove the dust. So you have a square, a triangle, and a pyramid. Pyramid. Today, when you hear pyramid, it's usually attached to the word scheme. A pyramid scheme. It's a fraudulent enterprise, cheating people out of money. The famous case in America was the Bernie Madoff pyramid scheme, or Ponzi scheme. It's cheating people out of money by getting them to give you money to invest with you, taking the money, the investments from people, more and more, and using the money for yourself, not for the investment. And you tell people that when they ask, if they ask for their money, you said, yes, I can give you your money, because what you're doing is getting more and more people all the time to contribute to the investment project. And most of the time, people just wait, and you keep telling them, everything is fine. Oh, the interest rate is going up, up, up. Everybody's making money. And you're basically cheating people out of the money because you're using it for yourself. And you pay off the people that invested in the beginning with the money that people later invest in you. And it was all named for Mr. Ponzi, who started the schemes back in the 1920s. The Ponzi scheme made up, cheated people out of millions of US dollars. And it was known as a pyramid scheme. Cloth, dusty, triangle, square. He's a square. That's an old term. You don't hear it anymore, but if you were a square, you really weren't hip. You weren't, you were just kind of a dull person. Didn't do anything, just sat there. He's a square. Wasn't good. Square. Pyramid. The ancient pyramids of Egypt attract many tourists every year. The ancient. Long time ago. Ancient. A-N-C-I-E-N-T. Ancient. The ancient. Ancient pyramids. They go back thousands of years. Ancient. Very.
Angkor Wat will be ancient too?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that goes back several hundred years.
Yes.
More than, I wouldn't say ancient 100 years. Yeah, 200 is getting close. 3, 4, 5, 6, and all the way back then they're very ancient.
Over 100 years.
Yeah. Ancient. The ancient pyramids, they go back a couple thousand years or more, so they would be ancient. Cloth. Material fabric of some sort. A cloth. A dust cloth. A cloth for white dust. The dust. Small particles that gather on desks or tables or what have you.
Clean.
Triangle, three angles, tri and a square, equal size all around. Any questions about those words?
No, sir. I have another word. Stock market. I'm thinking about stock market.
Yeah, well,
and give me some example.
you'd be involved with Bernie and Ponzi.
Investing, so investing too.
Yeah, but the stock market is normally legitimate and legal, and you could call up a broker, what they call a broker, a stock broker, a person who buys and sells stock, and you have the stock market, where you could buy and sell shares of different companies. Say, a major big company like maybe Intel or some major big company buys shares, and when you invest in the stock market and buy shares of a certain company, you hope that over time the value of the shares go up. Yeah. So that you hope that if you bought it for, let's say, 1,000 baht today, that maybe next year it may be worth, let's say, 1,800 baht instead of 900 baht. Whoa, down. If you lost money, to lose money in the stock market would be to find that you paid 1,000, but now you can only sell it for 900. You lost. But, so you lost money in the stock market, but if you sold it for 1,800 after buying it for 1,000, you gained 800 baht. So gain, loss.
No.
Loss would be there, gain would be here.
V down and up.
Yeah, so the hope is that when you invest, the stock increases in its value. V-A-L-U-E. Oh, I bought stock last year in the Intel company, and the value of the stock increased. It went from 1,000 baht to 1,800 baht for one share. I gained in the stock market. The value went up. The other way, it goes down. Broker. So you would go to a stockbroker to say, what would you suggest that I buy? Oh, you can buy shares of Intel or something like that. And that would be what you would do. You would invest in the stock market.
Yeah.
Invest and value. Value, invest. Bow, invest. Invest.
Investment.
Okay, that's it for today.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Right on. Tomorrow is Wednesday.
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 Tomorrow is new day.
Don't forget, if you come across words or expressions that you hear or have questions about and don't understand, write it down and bring it in.
Yes,
And we'll
sir.
discuss it the next day. Remember health.
Help.
Yeah.
Not going down.
I hope not. We'll see. Health. Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Okay, thank you. That's everything. All right.
with the